Hello tubes, this is a lawnmower I found in the trash. This is a Honda Commercial HRC216. Let me see here. Here's the model. Let me get a better picture there. Some of you that follow me know my daughter has special needs, and she participates in the Special Olympics. So we were on our way to the Special Olympics. My wife was driving her, and I was following along in my car. And I along the path, nearby, it was kind of a rich area. I found this sitting in the trash, along with a gas can and some other stuff, but I didn't have time to grab it all. I was barely able to get it into my car. I had to tie down the trunk because I couldn't get the handlebars off. I could only get these off, and I was lucky. I keep a cheap 40-piece socket set in my car, for emergencies in case I need it. So let me get the tripod set up and see how this thing is. Right now, what I can tell is pull cord doesn't want to pull. Whether or not it's the recoil or it's seized, I don't know. Rolling. Okay, since this recoil seems to be, this seems like it's seized, I'm going to go ahead and take off the recoil and see what's wrong. I have a recoil that fits some Hondas that's actually from a Honda clone that might work on this. Rolling. Well, good news is I can move the flywheel with my hands here. It means this recoil is just messed up. So I'm gonna just slap on another one that I have for now and then investigate why this one's messed up. Maybe it's the spring or something. Okay, this is when I grabbed this off of a mower, I ended up scrapping it. It was a power mower. I kept it because I knew it was a Honda clone. Well, look at this. It fits perfectly. So it looks like it does, see? So I'm gonna take this off, slap this on, see what happens. It's just 3 10mm bolts. I already loosened these up. I broke torque with a standard socket wrench. Now I'm just, for speed, I'm using the nut driver. Look at this. No wonder why I didn't want to pull. It needs to be wound again or something. Maybe the spring broke. Yeah, it looks like the spring let go. So, because I can manually wind it. But anyway, I can fix that later. I just want to see if this thing runs. So, just going to slap this one on. Fits perfectly. This is from a Honda clone. Particularly, it was an MTD power mower. Those engines suck. That noise in the background is my neighbor mowing his lawn. I keep his lawnmower, in a working condition, so he doesn't have to buy a new one. I give him some parts I may have, or sell him a couple. The last thing I did was I gave him some self-propelled wheels and a flap for the back of a mower from a mower I had to scrap. Because I didn't think I was ever going to find another one that those Murray wheels would fit. The old Murray. Okay. Now, let's see if this thing runs. Okay. It's not seized. Is there any gas in here? There is gas in there. man. Let me see what it smells like. It smells a little old, but you know, probably good enough to get this to start. Now on this Honda, these controls are a little different. This one's broken off, but I can still push it. You have to choke it, and you have to push this over all the way up. If I were to sell this mower, I'd probably have to replace that. You have to choke it. Let's see if this thing runs. This one is one that has a blade brake, so you can start it, and it'll what that is the blade clutch. Is you can start it, the engine will run, but the blade won't turn until you engage the blade with the handlebars. Toro, I think, is the other one that has something like this. So let's see. Now, let's give it a little go juice. Taking off the air filter, look at this. That's grass packed. So let's see what's underneath it. Okay. Well, it was a pre-filter for on the air filter. That was all grass packed. Now what I'm gonna do is take some carburetor cleaner, throw some down into the carburetor. See what happens. Well, we got a runner. That tells me that the carburetor is clogged, I bet. Or just needs more gas. So, woohoo! Honda Commercial self-propelled rear-wheel drive, free off the side of the road. Only thing that was wrong with it was the recoil so far. Without going into any details, what I'm going to do is remove this carburetor, the air filter cover, remove the carburetor, clean it out, put it back, see if things are better. Hopefully it is. I'm kind of stoked about this. I've only ever had one other Honda branded mower, never a commercial. Never worked on this type of carburetor, on this one at least. What I'm going to attempt to do now is take this off, the air box off. I gotta get a real big Phillips head. Gonna just leave this camera on while I do this. My battery may run out, I don't know. But since I have never done one on this particular type of engine before, other Hondas, yeah, but not this one, I may need it to document any things I need to go back to. And it looks like it's not just this bolt. You got, in order to get this off, you got to take the whole cover off, which means you got to take this recoil off again. Okay, to get it off, you take off all, like I said, you take off all three bolts for the recoil. Then you got to here. You carefully pull it up because there is a seal here around the carburetor throat, and then you get better access here. This is what it looks like. I gotta go clean this off. Some carb spray, a brush, and then disassemble it and clean it. Of course, I will take off the spark plug boot, so just as a general good practice. Okay, I've kind of cleaned it out a little bit, at least on the outside. Get this to stop moving. Pretty much every bolt here is going to be a 10 millimeter. So these bolts here, and this will kind of just slide off. This is your breather. It looks to be in still okay condition, still pliable. There is a fuel cutoff right here. It's looks like, let me see. Okay, was it off? No, it's on. So, fuel cutoff right here. And we'll, where is it? I don't remember which way is on and off on this. I had one like this that had it on built in as well. This may be an aftermarket carb. Okay, looking in, I'm going to try to get you a good picture here. Looking in at the carb, this is what it looks like. On the outside, it looks okay, but that's only so telling me. Lower this. Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to the tripod. Really useful to keep you both, so you can use both hands. I believe that is, I don't know which is which, but it was in that position. That's the fuel cutoff. So at a general practice, I'm gonna go ahead and take the carburetor off and clean it. This thing just slides off. Now, I need to take it off a choke. That's this. So I can then get it to come out. Now, here, these just pop out. Let me remember what holes they go in. And then the choke comes out, and you believe you pull it off from up here. Or you give a little more slack on the gas line so you can get it out, or actually remove the gas line first so you can get it out. I won't show you that detail. Got the gas line off. Now let's get this carburetor off.
Gotta somehow keep the gas from coming out because there's gas in it. I'll just probably get some vice grips.
There. Again, I've never dealt with this carburetor before, this kind. Are we rolling? Yep, we were. And there we got it. Do we got it? Almost. There we go. Got it. So I'm gonna quickly put that back on so I don't forget which way it goes. And here is our carburetor. This is the fuel shutoff I was talking about. One of them, it was like this. So that may mean it was closed. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, clean out the main jet, clean out the carburetor. See how it is. This is a, here. That's the, this may be a, Honda, what are those Chinese knockoffs or something? Okay, tubes. Can you see? This is the carb. I'm using a Bruce Pender trick. Shout out to him. Using an old cookie sheet that my wife no longer wanted. So, gonna capture all the carburetor spray, dirt, and grime, and whatever bolts may come flying off. Got my mag bowl for all the bolts to stick them. I'll put that next to it. Now let's get into the cleaning this carb. Got some wire brushes. I've got some wire to clean out the jets and carb spray. Let's go ahead and get at it. Clean out the outside first so nothing gets in. This is going to be just like a Kohler. Cleaning out a Kohler carb. If you check out my other videos, I do a pretty detailed analysis of cleaning out a Kohler carburetor. I should be wearing eye protection. I am not. Do as I say, not as I do. Also, don't smoke while doing this. I don't smoke, but I have seen some mechanics do this kind of stuff. That's how you set your house on fire, or wherever you're working on. Bottom bolts. Every bolt in this bottom bolt is going to be a 10 mil. This has 2 bolts. This is the drain plug. You can drain the fuel out of your carb, and then this is your bottom bolt that holds the carburetor together. It is not jetted like Briggs and Tecumseh, or some Briggs. Oh, this is on hard.
There we go.
Gasket looks good. Right now my hands are burning from the carburetor spray. Even though I got gloves on, I'm probably gonna go change them. I cut myself the other day while replacing a brake switch in my car. You can check that out. Finally got the right part from the Nissan dealer, which is outrageously expensive. $20 for a little piece of rubber.
These are those nitro. Well, that's some Harbor Freight. Good price.
Gonna head over there later today to pick up a few things. They got a 30% off sale, one item this weekend. Rolling? Yep. Now, here's the inside of the carb. Not Ew, you see that? You got some corrosion. But it's cleanable. I can save this, I believe. So I'll get at it. Wire brush, steel wool, you know. I'll cut in when I get into some more detail. Okay, I've cleaned out the bowl. I might get it better, but it's better now than it was. Now, take the pin out. You need some needleless pliers, and you just pull that out. And the float comes out like this. It's got a little rubber tip. Avoid getting any kind of carburetor spray on that because it'll make it explode. Make it get bigger in size, so then it won't. Then your engine won't run right. So let's go through here and hit it with some carb spray, and we'll take the main jet out, and which is in here. I'll show you how you do that. Before I take them, am I rolling? Yeah. Before I take the main jet out, I'm going to just show in here. I'm going to use this as a pointer. You're going to want to spray in here, and there should be like some little holes in the side. You can't really see them on a camera. Put a little wire in there and then spray it out. And in here is your main jet. In here, you need a good flathead screwdriver to get that out. Okay. There's a little groove in there. You use this flathead screwdriver, push down really hard to turn it. Be very careful. It is brass. This will be the hardest part of this job is to take this out. So a lot of times they don't want to come out. I'm using this screwdriver was my grandfather's. It's actually an old Matco screwdriver with a wooden handle. Tells you how old it is. Did I get it, or did I strip it? I don't know. Well, tubes, I can't get the main jet out of this, not without stripping it a lot more than I already have. So what I'm going to try to do is stick some wire down into the hole that's in there in the main jet, and see if I can clean it out that way. I won't be able to get to the ventures. What I got here for a little wire stick in there is this is a red twisty tie with the paper cover sidings taken off. You just strip it off and then put a couple bends in it, and that works great for carburetors. Well, tubes, I've done the best I think I can do by just getting this wire down in here, spraying it around, wiggling it around, and then spraying it out with carburetor spray. I did look in here. You'll see like a little brass tube there at the top. I did see carb spray come through it, meaning it's not blocked, and yeah, at least not anymore. So that's the best I can do since I can't get that out. Otherwise, I have to buy a whole new carburetor, which I really don't want to do. But if I have to, I will. So next thing to do is to clean out in here, and then this right here, this is your idle jet. You need to take that out, take this out, pop it out, this out, spray in there, and then put it back together. Now this determines your idle speed. So you're going to want to count off how many times you screw it in or unscrew it, so you know how many you get to get it back to. Okay, now got that off. You pop this off with a flathead screwdriver, like that. Or get your needleless pliers, you can get it out. Spray in there with carb spray and clean this out too. There is a small jet on this side right here. You need to use a wire from a wire brush to get it because it's smaller than this. What I've done is got a wire with a wire brush. You probably can't see it. I've stuck it down in here, just doing this, and then I'll spray it out with some carb spray. See, clear now. Okay, we reassemble, just stick this back in. And we stick this in. This determines your idle speed somewhat. So just take your screwdriver and start screwing it in. I think I had about 7 turns. Well, I'll figure it out. One thing to note when you put this back in, it'll only go in one way. If you reverse it the other way, if you don't have it aligned up with that this part on here, it won't go in. It doesn't matter if this side's here or that side here, it just doesn't matter. So, and this is about where this screw was. This controls this thing, how far it goes. If you need to adjust it later, you just go in here with a screwdriver and adjust it. Now, time to reassemble. Hopefully I didn't booger up the main jet in here too much. The needle's already on here, it's spring loaded, so don't lose it, don't fiddle with it unless you have to. Sometimes if this spring gets weak, your carburetor will leak. You can at that time take it out and kind of stretch it out a little bit so it's more springy, so to speak, and put it back, and sometimes that'll fix it. That happened to me with a Kohler, and that fixed it. You put that in like that, then line up the holes and stick your needle pin in. There we go. And see how it's flat? On Honda's, that's how it's supposed to be, and Briggs is supposed to be that way. On Tecumseh's, it's supposed to be down just a teeny bit. And there is a measurement off of the Tecumseh's, but I won't go into that since this is a Honda. So I'll clean out this a little bit more and reassemble, put it back on, and I'll show you the final result. The thing is, you want to angle the where you put this bolt on in a way so that this is where the carburetor, where it mounts to the this is where it mounts to the side of the block. You want to angle it so that this drain plug is in a place where you can get to it if you needed to. So either like this or like this is a good place. So yeah, although it doesn't matter. Back together. Let's put it back on. Okay. Gonna put it back on. Gotta remember, it's the exact, you do it the exact reverse order in which you got it. I did make a little mark here on this to indicate where it's open. Closed is this way. I verified that by spraying carburetor spray in here and seeing it come out. So, see if I remember this. Yeah, you put choke on first. I believe that was. And somehow get it back on. You have to, wiggle it around. Or better yet, stick it on and then wiggle this on wiggle it on as you put it on. It is rather annoying how you do this. Honda. Only thing I've found more annoying is a Tecumseh or a Kohler. Actually, it was a... I'll cut some of this out. You don't need to see me fiddling around here trying to make it work, because I don't work on Hondas that much. They just don't seem to break enough for me to find them. Which is, plus they're godforsakenly expensive. Move the wheel adjustment out of the way, which was a little bit, there we go. It was blocking me, so got it on. So we stick this in, then we're going to stick the throttle on. Yeah. So the little one goes there. Let me see if I can bring this closer to get you a better view. Is that better? You see? Yeah, I think that's better. So you may need some needle nose pliers for this if you got big hands, big fingers like me. Stick the one with the spring on it in the small hole. It's okay if you stretch it a little bit. Okay, that's in. Now, let's get the throttle one on. That's the easy one, I think. There we go. Got the throttle one on. Now, just need to hook up the fuel line and clamp it and put it back together. Don't want to bore you with that. Got it in. Had to get another clamp for here. This isn't great, but it's what I had. Seals pretty well, I hope. So take the vice grips off and let's rebolt it in. Got to remember to put this back on. Goes on. Like this. Yeah, it goes on like that. So let's hope this works. Never done this. So. Nuts here, let's go put this back together. Okay, sorry, I was interrupted by a phone call from my wife. That's okay. Okay, put this last screwdriver in here, screw in, and let's see if this runs. Choked. Let's see. This will do it. It sounds wonderful. engage the blade. Sounds like the blade may be loose or something, but it's a little weird how you stop it, but that's okay. Wow, off the side of the road. Now I'm just gonna, I got this thing running pretty good. The blade isn't on. I'm just gonna let it run out of gas, because that gas could be old. From what I could tell, I couldn't necessarily see the self-propelled working in the back, but you know, I don't really recall how these work, so this is a mental note for myself, video note. I'm going to need to see about getting another one of these. The self-propelled, I don't know what's up with it, and sometimes it sounds like the blade hits the deck or something. Maybe I need a power wash here underneath or something like that. But wow, this seems pretty good. Back on this Honda, I was running out of gas. I was just messing around with just turn it off. I was just messing around with it. The transmission does work. It's a problem with the tension of the cable. When I had this bars all the way down, I went ahead and I pulled this cable as tight as I could, and the rear wheels did turn. So I got to find some, see if there's an adjustment I can make to make the cable tighter.